That was 1 to n, and now finally we have one more relationship that we need to handle. This is the m to n. So this is the last rule. And so now we have a different rule, because with m to n, many to many relationships, we cannot simply add a column to any one of the tables anymore. So and since we also have a field here, semester, we have the need to create a new relation, or table as we call it. Relation would be the relational algebra name. We need to create a new table for n to m relationships, which maps, or which will receive the primary key from both tables that are part of the relation, so student and module. We take both keys, add them to the table, and then we add all the fields that are part of the relation. So what that means is, I call that so it's always hard to come up with names. I call that student to module, or you can name it whatever you want. And then we make one field called student, and that should be linked to the student table. And actually, I don't want to allow multiple records here. And we'll link one field to module. And we also link to another record here, namely to module. And also not multiple. And then we add the semester. And in this case, the semester, I would say, could be a single select, because semester is a very discrete option that we can predefine. So I could say this is winter semester, summer term 20, and then winter 21. I can leave them colored, that doesn't matter. And now for the primary key, so which would usually be the combination of student and module, but in Airtable we only have one primary key. We cannot combine two to one, but what we can do is we can combine at least the values of both. And this is done by using the column type formula. This is a very, very powerful column type, because it allows us, like in Excel, to put in a formula that calculates something. And we now want to calculate simply, I don't know, the name of the student in combination with the name of the module to give a unique value to our new table. And we can then type in the formula here, and this is something you need to know. You can look up all the formulas, but concatenate, the function concatenate, allows us to put together strings. And then we say student. It will give us IntelliSense below, and comma separated, I simply say student combine with a dash and then module. And now if I select Julius, taking the module information management, this will now connect his ID with the ID of the module to form the new primary key. Okay, I will post, if you want, I will open that formula again. Can you read that? So it's basically concatenate and then comma separated all the values that you want to concatenate. It's student, comma, and then in double quotes, dash in my case, and then module. And we could even add the semester if we wanted to, but so we assume that Julius cannot take the same module twice in a different semester in this case. Well, you could, then okay, then we add the semester as well. So then if we now chose the semester as this winter semester, we would get Okay, so the rule here is for M2M relationships, create a new table and add foreign keys to both participating tables plus any attributes for the relation. So takes is has the attribute semester. So this is how you would then map the N2M. So one-to-one, very simple. You simply add the foreign key to any of the tables, and in Airtable it doesn't really matter because it will be added to both. One-to-N enter the same approach, but you allow multiple records on one side where the N is. No, sorry, where the 1 is in this case. So the lecture has more than one module. And for M2M, you create a new table to map the relation, and you add both foreign keys that are participating, or for the tables that are participating in this relationship. So now I make an exception. So if you didn't have the semester field, so if you didn't have this extra field, we could also map, or we could also not create a new table for this relation in Airtable, because Airtable allows us actually to store, as you have seen, multiple values in one column, because we have this foreign key column. And the idea in Airtable is that we can have multiple values in one column. It's actually a violation of the constraint of only one value per column. But in the case of Airtable, behind the scenes, it's modeled differently. So it models it like a relational database. But for us users, it's much easier if we have multiple values in one column to have it to get a better overview. So I will just show you how we could do it. So if we didn't have this, we could also simply add. So you now see that the student, by the way, has this new student to module field, where you see the entry from the student to module, and in the module you will have an according field with the same key. So if I just wanted to model that a student can take many modules and a module can have many students, I could also have simply linked in the module to the student, allow multiple records, and call that students. Let's do that, and then I will automatically have in students the field, I call it modules, allow multiple records, and now I can say, okay, Julius is visiting information management and he's visiting applied analytics. And the module information management, I could also add other students. So I could map this M2M relationship also with only the existing entities by adding the foreign key and allow multiple values. But you can see the problem now. If I wanted to model now in which semester did Julius take the module, I couldn't do that anymore. I could add a semester column, but I couldn't simply add two semester values in it and then say, okay, they belong together. It's that wouldn't make any sense. I need to have a new table where I have the combination of student, module, and semester, and only then I can model this relationship with its own property or attribute. If I didn't have the attribute, fine, I don't need it. But if I do have the attribute, I need this extra table.